Well, good morning and welcome to Politically Unfiltered once again, and I'm your host, Arno. Don't forget to comment for sure, like, share, and subscribe. Someone was telling me the other day that when I first start my video, I always wait until the end of the video to say that, but it suggested that I do it at the beginning of the video also. So I just did it. I hope it works good. Well, it's another day that we don't have a whole lot in news. There isn't really anything super duper, earth-shattering going on. There is news going on, but nothing that's really that big of a deal, I guess you should say. Not the have me say, oh boy, have I got a whole bunch of things to talk about today, because I gotta be honest with you, I don't. I've seen a few things this morning that kind of, piqued my interest, but nothing that, like I said, it's just one of them days where there's not a whole lot in the news. I saw that President Trump is trying to get a ballroom built. And once again, all of the people that don't like him are doing everything that they can to try to block him from doing it. They're trying to get the construction to stop. I don't know what the heck people are doing that for. What is so wrong about this ballroom? I mean, all right, let's talk about that for a moment. All right. Every president that has been in that White House just in the last 30 or 40 years, each one of them have said the same thing, that when they host a party there or a get together or whatever the heck you want to call it, they never have any room. And 9 times out of 10, if they have a certain amount of people or more, they have to do it out on this lawn, and they have to put up canopies and them tent things, and everything is done outside. And if you've had, well, like as you can see here today, we've got very cloudy, rainy weather. Well, if they have these same kind of weather conditions down there in Washington, and they've scheduled to have one of these events, and they have to have it outside because they don't have anything where they can go inside and have important people come to Washington and enjoy an event. Apparently the lawn where they normally do this, with the tents and the picnic tables and whatever else they use, it makes it difficult because the ground might get wet and just makes things difficult for them. And a ballroom would be a whole heck of a lot better, because, well, imagine if it was your home. What if it's your home? When you have people come for dinner or company or whatever, I mean, I'm not saying that you can't make a meal out on your lawn using canopies and tents and whatever else you want, but if the weather is bad on the day that you planned your event, isn't it nice that you do have a big living room that you can do everything in there to deal with the weather? Well, they didn't have that option down there in Washington. This is what President Trump was saying, and every other president before him, that something should have been done to make some kind of room that could hold a substantial amount of people. And that's what he's doing. And I did hear a report this morning, and I'd like to do some research to find out what the truth is. But from what I've understood, Trump talked to a lot of his rich friends, and they all decided to donate money to help pay for this ballroom. And from what President Trump was saying, all of the money is coming from people who donated, including himself. The president took some of his own money and donated. I don't know how much. But a report on the CBS Morning News this morning, and again on our local WABI CBS affiliate up there in Bangor, they're reporting the same thing, that there are some tax dollars going into this too. And again, I don't know whether this is true or false. I don't know. All I do know is left-wing media will lie. They will say things that are not true. I have no idea whether this is true or not. They've told so many fibs, that's why I can't sit here and say, well, just because I heard it on mainstream media, I believe it 100%. No. The first thing I'm going to do is default to they're probably lying, exaggerating, or putting spin on something. And like I said, I'm going to try to do some research today to find out exactly what the heck is going on there. My overall opinion is I wish they would just leave him alone and let them build this ballroom so that not only him, but all presidents afterwards, Democrats or Republicans, whoever get into that White House, they've got a nice ballroom to put on events and invite people from away to come and enjoy it. And they've got a place to put on these events instead of having to do it out on the lawn and when it's bad weather or something. I mean, think about it. Okay, so moving on, the next item up for discussion. I saw a headline on the Bongino report this morning, and it was talking about President Trump was teasing about the Keystone. Just looking over the article, just doing a quick summary of it and everything, he was definitely teasing about it, but I still think it's a really good idea. I spoke about it in my previous video, yesterday morning's video, and I think it's a good idea all the way around. And to be completely honest with you, I also mentioned that quite a while back that part of Canada where Keystone is, Alberta, the top people of that area at one point here a while ago was deciding on breaking off from Canada. And like I said, I wasn't sure if they wanted to just become an independent area or they wanted to become part of the United States. I don't care what they do, either way, but I would love to see them break away from Canada. Absolutely, because the Canadian government has treated them pretty bad. I mean, basically raped them of taxes like you wouldn't believe, and then abused the money once they got it. They claimed that they took the money by taxing them, which they have the right to do. I'm not saying they don't have the right to do that. I mean, but if you're going to tax businesses in your country, you take that money and you put it towards whatever the country needs. And it sounds like some of these Canadian officials didn't quite do that. They took some of the money that they took and put it towards some of the stuff that Canada needs, but the rest of it sounds like it lined to people's bank accounts. Now again, I can't prove it. These are accusations that's being made, and I tend to believe these accusations, even though they haven't been proven and confirmed. But this is what governments do. It happens in our government every day. Look at the fraud and waste that's going on just here in the state of Maine alone. Holy cow. It's unbelievable. So, another issue that they were talking about. I do hope that we do get that Keystone Pipeline going and we get more oil coming in, and I think it would just be a super duper plus for the entire country. The more oil, the better. The more, the better. The more oil you get, the cheaper it gets. And that's what you want. You want it cheap and you want to sell a lot. Because think about it. That's how old Rockefeller there, back around the turn of the century, when he figured out kerosene was something that was cheap to produce, what did he say? You got to make it so that even poor people can afford to buy it and use it. And that's what he did. He kept it cheap. And he couldn't drill enough and pump enough, and that's what you want. You want to have it so that there is constant demand for it. Keep it cheap enough for even poor people to be able to buy, because they're going to buy it, because they're going to need it. And it'll just be a constant thing, and it produces jobs. Yes, it produces a lot of profit for the people that produce it. Yes, but that's what you want. Because think about it, if you keep a business so it's making good money, that business is going to keep going. And their business is to keep you supplied with what they're producing. That's the whole point. That's the circle of an economy. That's how it works. You keep them doing good, you'll be doing good. That's the whole point. So this is what I hope Alberta and any other oil company can do. But now here's another thing. President Trump was talking here a couple weeks ago that when oil was getting down to, remember, I think it got down to around $70, $75 a barrel, something like that. And it had stayed there for a while. Well, at the same time that oil was down, for some reason, Mobil, Exxon, and all of the big ones, for some reason, they were keeping the prices up. And the numbers that President Trump was seeing and his economists, they were all saying, well, with oil being at this price today, right now, gasoline at the pump should be down to, and I can't remember what the number was, but it was about $1 less than what it actually was at the pumps. And I think it was right around $4. And it should have been down around $3 to $3.25, somewhere in that area. And yet these big oil are gouging the hell out of you and I, and there's no need of it. Now again, this is a claim. The numbers show it. They didn't come out with absolute proof that this was going on. It was a claim being made by Trump and his administration. And on this, where Trump is a businessman, he knows numbers when he looks at it on a piece of paper, and the people that work for him, I tend to lean towards they're telling the truth about this. They understand business, they know how businesses work, and they know how much a business can sell their product for and still make pretty good money and keep their business going, and that there's no need to be gouging you and I for extra money when it's not necessary. And I tend to believe this because they've done it before. Remember, all you Democrats, when you were saying that big oil was gouging us for, if they were doing it back then, they'll do it now. What the hell difference does it make whether you got Trump in office or Obama or George W. Bush? It doesn't matter. Their bottom line is make money, and I think when they have an opportunity to gouge us all, they fully take the opportunity to do it. Maybe they've got their reasons. Maybe one of their top people should come out and be honest with the American people and say, well, yes, there are times that we have to keep the prices up because blah, blah, blah. Give us a legitimate reason. We won't be upset with you, And again, this is my opinion. That's what this channel's all about, is opinion. I want to share my opinion with you. And if you think that I'm wrong, again, that's what the comments are there for. Go ahead and say something. Don't be scared. Say, I know I agree with you, or I know I think you're a damn fool and you don't know what the hell you're talking about. It's what this is all about. Open conversation. And I would like to make a statement on that. I'm beginning to get more and more comments, and thank you, each and every one of you out there. When you comment, good or bad, well, I should say, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I really enjoy hearing your comments. There was a good one that came in this morning that I read. I had put out a video the other day, and I went back and looked at the video, and the guy that left the comment told me I pronounced, how did I say it? And I did. I said it in the video. I said it wrong. Vermouth. The Strait of Vermouth. I don't know why I did that. I don't know. I pronounced it wrong, and he put it in the comments. He said, you pronounced it wrong, and then he went on to say that I needed to learn my geography better, and he could be right. Yeah, I mean, he's probably right, so I didn't argue with him that way. The only thing I did say in my defense was, I think all of you that watch me on these videos, you can tell I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I'm not, and I'm not trying to be. All I'm doing is sharing my opinion with you. And with this, that particular one, I pronounced it wrong. And I didn't mean to pronounce it wrong, just I did. But at the same time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And if I pronounce a name wrong, it's not, I'm not intending to try to do something stupid like that. It just happened, and I pronounced it wrong, and I promise I will try to do better at pronouncing names correctly. But I think most of you know exactly what I'm talking about. I do a lot of ranting, and I do a lot of, I don't know if you call it ranting, but I try to make it as clear as I can, and you know what I'm talking about, even if I don't pronounce it right. And you can bear with me, that'd be wonderful. But you can leave a comment and say, hey, you damn fool, you pronounced it wrong, or said it wrong, or whatever, and there's nothing wrong with that either. That's good. Well, like I said, there wasn't a whole lot in the news today to really have a lot to say about them. Them were just the few basic things that I could think of. But I said this in yesterday's video, and I'll repeat it again today. If there are certain topics that you would like me to talk about, please, again, in the comments, let me know. I used the term yesterday, if you want me to research the price of tea in China and then give my opinion here, so you can either agree or disagree with me, all you gotta do is let me know. I'll be more than happy to check out anything and give my point of view on it. With a lot of things, I don't know about them. I have to do my research, read up on it, and find out what's going on, and then I can give you a good informed opinion, or at least try the best. I'm not trying to make enemies here. What I'm actually trying to do is, when we listen to our mainstream media, when we listen to it, they tell us stuff, and they give us the general idea of what's going on. But the only problem is the details. A lot of times they play with those details. And that's where I get highly irritated. Because if something happens in this world, I want to know what's going on just like you do. And I want to be able to form a good opinion about that. But you can't have a good opinion if the information that's being given to you is tainted or twisted or spun or just bull-faced lie. And I can't stand that. And I want you and I to have the right information. And what I find works really well is, all right, take any story you want and then pick it apart and then try to figure out what they're not telling you. Or ask questions about the story. Well, all right, they're saying this here, but they're not mentioning this over here. First off, this is what I want to know. Now, why aren't they mentioning this here? Because my common sense says, well, if this is happening, well, this should be also happening, or this should be said, or this should be done, and it's not being. Why isn't it? Question every story. And this goes not only for mainstream media, but any story that you hear. Any report, I guess is what I should say. Any report that you hear, you got to. It sucks to have to do that, but that's just it, because people love to take stories and make bigger stories out of them and sensationalize them for whatever the reasons are, and you just have to wade your way through it and then try to get the actual story to develop a good opinion. And that's what my main goal is with this channel and with what I talk about. I want us to know and have a good opinion. Simple as that. All right, I'm going to get to the end of this. I've been on here for 20 minutes now, running my face. I hope you all have a wonderful Thursday, August 20th, 2026. And don't forget, like, share, subscribe. If you agree or disagree, don't hesitate, leave a comment. Okay, and I'll catch you tomorrow morning on my next video here at Politically Unfiltered. You have a great Friday. Talk to you then. We're going.